Microphone check, 1, 2. It's been a long time since I went live. As you very well know, first of all, thank you for tuning in, everybody that's tuning in. And I missed y'all. Sorry about the delay on going live. My goodness, it's been a minute. I've been behind the scenes trying to get our roster and stuff together. My mic sound, does my mic sound nice? I'm gonna go run in the other room right here and check it out, and then we're gonna get on with the warm-up session, y'all.
Welcome to the battle. Welcome to the battleground. This is Frequency Pro Wrestling. And tonight, ain't no peace, ain't no mercy. It's Whoop Ass Wednesday and the gloves are off. Bodies hitting canvas, egos getting dropped. You came for a fight, you're in the fire. Steel chairs, broken dreams, and blood in the wire. The crowd's on edge, the lights go black. Then boom, the beat hits and there's no turning back.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Step in the ring and leave your soul behind.
Frequency's Pro Wrestling, where legends rise and the weak get buried. See you next Wednesday, if you survive.
Alright, y'all, I was having trouble out of my sound. I heard the song playing in the other room, but I couldn't hear it through my headphones. Yeah, welcome to the Stormbreaker Era, first episode over here with our rebuild. As you know, we went through our data being corrupted back in August, and we got the roster pretty much sold up. So hope y'all enjoy tonight's festivities. This one's for my West Coast homie. They asked me to go on at this time so he can catch me because he's streaming. So, without further ado, we get ready to get into this night's action. My bad. Got to show respect to everybody and let that name matrix flow for a little bit. Heck, I might even bump the song again to do that.
Welcome to the battleground.
What is wrong with this song on my end? Anyway, gonna sit back and enjoy this for a couple of seconds, and then we gonna get into tonight's music.
Welcome
mayhem
to the battleground. This is Frequency Pro Wrestling. And tonight, ain't no peace, ain't no mercy. It's Whoop Ass Wednesday and the gloves are off. Bodies hitting canvas, egos getting dropped. You came for a fight, you're in the fire. Steel chairs, broken dreams, and blood in the wire. The crowd's on edge, the lights go black. Then boom, the beat hits and there's no turning back.
Rocking the Kid Psycho tonight, which means he's probably gonna make a return sometime here in the near future. So all you Psycho fans out there, he's coming back with a brand new look.
This ain't no show, it's a reckoning.
Mighty, mighty reckoning, baby.
Step in the ring and leave your soul behind. Bodies flying, fists flying, no escape.
Frequencies Pro Wrestling, where legends rise and the weak get buried. See you next Wednesday, if you survive.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lights are up, the crowd is live. Welcome to the battlefield of legends. This frequency Pro Wrestling. Frequency Pro. Right meets new. Wrestling. Unified Raw center field.
Amplify.
Frequencies Pro Wrestling, where legends rise and the weak get buried.
Great awakening, and welcome to the dopest EFAD on the planet, with your host Vic Vega.
Welcome in everybody to the kickoff of WAW, and this is also the beginning of our Stormbreaker Era. Vic Vega here, and tonight on the match card we have 6 monumental matchups that include a couple of long-awaited returns along with a few belt previews, which means we're gonna have some of our champions in action here tonight, as we will have at least 2, if not more, Beat My Champ challenges on the lineup here for you tonight as we go live from Kansas City, Missouri. So, how we doing in old Frequency Pro Wrestling fashion? Enough of me yapping. Let's get on with the scrapping, and we can all bear witness to what is about to happen. In other words, Cletus, my man, do me a favor and take the wheel.
The following is a no-holds-barred match. Making her way to the ring from Dallas, Texas, my Sean Harris.
Sean Harris, or I call him Mayshawn Harris, was getting busy last month with a character that is no longer on the roster. Miss Lordy Samrad, 9 wins and 15 losses is her record. The only one remaining from The family, which included Tyson Watts, her sister, Christine Watts Harris, and Sienna, who were all downloads, and she was our only original out of that faction.
And from Beverly Hills, California, Olivia Emerson.
Yeah, this one right here garnered her claim to Frequency Pro Wrestling fame via a short video that we had on her. Anyway, last time we saw her in action was at Fixius in a tag team matchup. The stakes on the line were a two-lady spot for Ladder Madness. Needless to say, her and her partner lost that competition. And she hasn't been on Frequency ever since, but we welcome her back after a 5-month plus stint. Will she be suffering from ring rust, or will she come out on top in this competition? Welcome in if you're just tuning in. We're at the home base, the home front, Kansas City, big baby. As the beat goes, Olivia making the connection first. Bit of offense getting off by her. Absolutely stunning Mayshawn with a face buster and wiping her hand clean of the nonsense. High capping instead of doing something to wrap her up. One more again with the face buster. And remember, this one is a no-holds-barred matchup. Or as we say on Frequency Pro Wrestling, no hoes at the bar, so we leaving. Mayshawn jumping up, taking advantage of the short period of distraction by Olivia. And now it's her turn to turn on the offense in front of the home crowd. Mayshawn and Olivia in the Cyrus division. Both of them bidding to make their way to take a shot at that title currently held by Fendi at the moment. Mayshawn with an elbow getting another shot and setting Olivia up for a spine buster and going for a pinfall attempt on her. 2 count almost put old girl up out of the bout. And we continue on. If you are just tuning in, thank you once again. And help us out and help our following grow by hitting that button for us, man. Yeah, I know it's been a minute since we've been over here on YouTube, and I haven't said this in a grip. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. After all, it costs you nothing. It helps the channel, don't you know? Because it's the only way that we can grow around this piece. Help us reach our 500 sub goal so we can give you what you need as far as action. Out of nowhere, a running lariat by Olivia. And now a pinfall attempt by Olivia. Only a 1 count. As she continues to pour it on onto Mayshawn, picking up a chair and throwing it across the face, but missing with the missile drop kick and helped up Mayshawn. Counter for counter, these two going back and forth. Nobody getting a foothold to finish the other one off. As in, nobody acting like they wanna take the driver's seat in this one. Arm drag takeover. As Olivia line in wait for Mayshawn to stand up so she could hit her with a cross body. And we have spilled outside the confines of the squared circle. Olivia seeming like she is fully in control of this one, asserting her presence on Mayshawn, picking up a shovel from underneath the apron. Mayshawn with the dodge and the punch to the face that knocks Olivia back into reality. These two chicks are really going at each other in the first matchup. And if number one is going to be like this, I can't wait to see what the heck is on the rest of the menu. These women wielding weaponry. We have a chair, a kendo stick, a shovel, and a table in the matchup. As Mayshawn with the torture rack. And Olivia counters her way up out of that. I don't think I've ever seen these two come out with this much fire in a matchup. But I welcome it, as it seems that Rebuild has vamped up some of the personalities, or should I say some of the personas, in regards to how these wrestlers get down on Frequency Pro Wrestling. Olivia going back outside to pick up the shovel that was abandoned by Mayshawn earlier, and misses with it in Frequency Pro Wrestling fashion. You grab a weapon, it's more than likely it'll be used on you instead of you getting it off on your opponent. Except for that time with Mayshawn's attack with the chair and a stomp to the midsection of Olivia, as Mayshawn is in finish her off mode and is setting her up for a crucifix face buster and goes for the pinfall. 2 count only. Olivia still showing signs of life in here. EKG meter still shows signs of activity. But Mayshawn methodically picking her apart, going at her neck right about now. Probably trying to twist some sense into Olivia's head. Hold on a second. A counter by Olivia helps her to be released out of what Mayshawn had for her. Out of nowhere, Olivia with a face buster and going for a pinfall attempt. Only a 2 count. That should have finished off Mayshawn for sure. And now Olivia resorting to throwing weaponry and missing with a corner hip attack. As the two lock right back up, and Olivia gets straight back to business. Mayshawn being slammed on that chair as Olivia goes to new heights and comes down with a senton on Mayshawn and goes for a pinfall attempt. Mayshawn kicking up out of that one as this grueling matchup continues. These ladies giving each other the business, and Mayshawn right back with the torture rack. Oh, Olivia has her in a vulnerable spot, and Olivia taps out. Mayshawn is the winner via submission in our first matchup of the evening. Yeah, Mayshawn gets her win total to 10, inching her way to 500. Kudos to her on the victory over Olivia Emerson. And check this, our next matchup is a Beat My Champ challenge. Who's involved? Stick around to find out.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
This is Quincy Kareem, and you're watching Frequency Pro Wrestling on Vic Vegas Game Station, the home where every view is viral.
This is a DJ DJ Soul Search production.
Once again, welcome in, party people, and everybody that's dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. And hopefully I won't keep you for 2 or 3 hours like I want to. And while you at it, help our channel by hitting the like, share, and sub button. After all, it costs you nothing. Not a zero Nathan. As the wrestlers get up and get ready and are in the back warming up for the second contest. Who you think it's gonna be? You gotta wait to find that out, along with myself.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
Making his way to the ring from Springfield, Illinois, weighing in at 220 pounds, Gary Gang R.
Last time we saw this gentleman, he was one of the last 3 standing and are vacant. Aries got a war title match. He was ousted by the KC Crusher as he comes in at 4-9. And while we at it, salute to the KC Crusher, our newly crowned Aries God of War champion. That division, formerly known as the Devil's Blood division. And party people, here is the cream of the crop.
And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 208 pounds, the Alliance Zone World Champion, the Brown Hamka.
Last time we saw this gentleman, him and the KC Crusher were in a battle against Eye Candy, and they fell a tad bit short as he comes in with a record of 5 wins and 8 losses. The Brown Maniac, the face of our brand at the current, as he's set to square it off against one of the most positive gentlemen on the roster in the form of Gary Gamer here for you. That's a gander of the belt, just in case you didn't get to see it because of the lighting. Anyhow, he became the Mad Hood champion on the 17th. And we redid the belt, and per the earlier clip, you saw the remake as a tribute to the fallen is etched in the front plate of that title. Brown Maniac going underneath the apron in this no-holds-barred contest to beat down Gary with a kendo stick. And as always, since Gary is locked up with the current champion, this is a Beat My Champ Challenge match. That's how we do it here on Frequency. Anytime you are in the ring with one of our champions, if you beat him, you get a contest with him. Missile drop kick from the Mist, from the Brown Phantom. And Gary goes to work here in matchup number 2, finally showing some life and bringing a bit of offense out of his arsenal. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter if it's a tag team matchup, exhibition match, whatever the heck. You beat him, you get to meet him. 1 count by the referee on that exchange. Gary still in the driver's seat in this one, setting the Brown Phantom up, arm drag takedown into a missile drop kick. But it didn't faze the Brown Maniac as he's grabbed a lock of Gary's hair and steering him around the ring, fully in control at this very moment, going to the top turnbuckle, egging Gary to get up. and to miss everything totally. And now Gary is back in the swing of the offense as he hits the Brown Phantom with a scoop slam, and it is his turn to jump to the higher realm. Now Gary doesn't miss with his crossbody and goes for a pinfall attempt on the Brown Phantom 2 count. We still got these gentlemen duking it out here as Gary in finish him off mode, setting him up for the hold on to skin it. The Brown Maniac comes back with a Superman punch and goes for a pinfall on Gary. Gary kicks out. And this Beat My Champ challenge continues. Brown Maniac with a capture back suplex and another pinfall attempt. Still in the contest is Gary, as tough as nails. Hellified fortitude indeed. The Brown Maniac, the Brown Phantom wearing him down. Still kind of hard to get used to these name changes or stuff like that. Heck, this is only live stream number 3 after our rebuild, so bear with me, people. I might get a lot wrong, and it might take me a month or two to get everything right. What is that Gary is? Whatever it was, it flipped into a powerbomb as Gary goes for another pinfall attempt. That was absolutely gorgeous. What was that, a guillotine into a powerbomb, right? Yeah, I think I got that correct. Scoop slam by Gary. One more again. The man who always gives us positive words upon our departure of our live streams. But that positivity not helping him right now as the Brown Maniac going for another pinfall. It's over, y'all. Still in this one is Gary Gamer, and the frustration starting to mount in the face of our current Zeus's Crown champion. Can't seem to put Gary away. But with a kick like that, this might be it, y'all. As Gary once again answers before the 3 count, and the Brown Maniac is losing his stack. I mean, the Brown Phantom is losing his, you know what I mean. Gary out of nowhere with a counter on the champ. And it's back in his favor. As you see hot sauce spilling from the forehead of the Mad Gamer. The wrist suplex on the champion, and Gary goes to get a chair and share that chair with the head of the Brown Phantom, who is struggling right now to gain consciousness, to maintain consciousness, as Gary setting him up for the purple Thunder Bomb and goes for the cover on that dang on chair. And just like that, party people, it's a wrap. Gary wins the Beat My Champ challenge and is set to meet the champ. Don't know when I'm gonna book the matchup between these two, or how it's gonna go down, or what type of match it's gonna be, but you can guarantee that it's going to be a future Zeus's Crown championship matchup involving Gary Gamer and the Brown Phantom. All right, party people, let me check my notes and what we got coming up next in our mid-card. The Dissonant Dog Pound going against Mood Swings. This deriving from our tournament we had last week, so stick around.
Are you ready to step into the ring and make your mark in digital wrestling? Don't miss this opportunity to be part of something big, something groundbreaking. Join us on this thrilling journey where every match is a step closer to your dreams. Are you ready to accept the challenge? Then step up, sign up, and show the world what you're made of. Sign up now at zone.com/roster spots. The spotlight awaits. Once again, that's zone.com/roster spots.
All right, matchup number 2. Funky Fresh for You tag team action.
This is a
Featuring
DJ Soul Search production.
2 of our up-and-coming tag teams here on the brand. And here's one of
The
them.
following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, Diamond Mine.
Yeah, this is the Dog Pound. 0 wins, 1 loss, and a pair of draws to boot. We saw them getting down the last time in the ring in our last chance matchup. As you see him being put out of the competition by Aquatic Menace, who went on to be placed in the spot that was vacated by Malpractice. And in regards to that injury suffered by Nurse Rosetta, we wish her Godspeed on her recovery. Imagine that, suffering an injury upon your long-awaited return. That's some bad luck right there. Once again, Godspeed on your recovery, Nurse Rosetta.
This is a DJ Soul
And
Search
here is
production.
team number 2.
And their opponents, the Monsters.
Peachy Keen and Birdie Lou make up the team of Mood Swing. 6 wins, 7 losses. And while we're on the subject of the Magna tournament, Smokey G and Birdie Lou were the last 2 competitors standing in the vacant Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championship matchup, where Birdie fell on behalf of her team to Smokey G. Hits the Botany Babes are our first ever Queens of Chaos Tag Team Champions here on the brand, as we embark on our journey and get on with this brand new era. The Stormbreaker Era indeed is in effect, live and direct here on YouTube. And do me a gigantic favor and get the likes up for your boy as we engage in tonight's festivities. The bell rings and the first contestants in this one, Peachy Keen in the blue jeans and Big Dog Bev O'Bannon in the red leather. Both ladies are the representative powerhouses of their units. As you can see it on full display by Big Dog Bev O'Bannon as she puts down Peachy Keen. But no lasting effect on the move that was executed as Peachy hopped right up to get back into business. But Bev O'Bannon still in control of this one. And Peachy has not had a response in a grip. And Geraldine Phillips is tagged in. Geraldine, not much of a solo combatant here on the brand, as she is well under 10 matches on her solo side of things. Hence, we're going to be featuring her a tad bit more on the brand, especially if these 2 begin to heat up as a tag team here on Frequency. Bev O'Bannon right back in one more again. As she hits Peachy again with an inverted swinging cutter. And Peachy desperately needs to tag in her partner as the dissonant dog pound is putting it down on her, and she's looking a tad bit weary. Nice swinging sidewalk slam off of the rebound, and back into the enemy's corner she goes. Never seen Peachy getting wore down like this, as the dissonant dog pound is functioning like a veteran unit. In regards to this matchup, as Bevo Bannon goes for a pinfall, only a 1 count, and she tags in Geraldine and Peachy with a hot tag to Birdie Lou, who comes in and asserts her offense early on Geraldine Phillips. Hold on a second, a counter in the form of a Northern Light suplex by Geraldine Phillips. And now Peachy needs to get over there and try to help Birdie Lou out, as she is in enemy territory. And both members of the Dissonant Dog Pound have the numbers on her, and she's like a Spider-Man movie far away from home, big baby. Birdie attacking Big Dog Bevo Bannon, nullifying the chances of a team-up on her, and she goes in on Geraldine, who counters and comes back with some fist of fury to the grill of Birdie Lou. But Birdie with a reversal, and now flips Geraldine into unfamiliar, unforgiving territory. And it's gonna take a lot for her to make a tag to her partner, Bevo Bannon. 2 knees to the chesticles of Geraldine as Birdie goes for a pinfall attempt. Only a 1 count as the bout continues. Birdie going to the skies, hits the name, but she doesn't get the move off as Bevo Bannon is tagged in and immediately hurled on the outside of the ring. And Geraldine is feeling the wrath of Birdie, who's going back and forth between the 2 members of the Dissonant Dog Pound, and is now pounding the face of Bevo Bannon and gives her a high knee to the chin. And the crowd here in the hometown is amplified by the antics of Birdie Lou, the high flyer of Mood Swings, who whips the big dog into her corner. But O'Bannon swift with the elbow to gain the momentum and swing the meter back in the favor of the Dissonant Dog Pound. Now it's Birdie who desperately needs to tag in her partner, as she's taking a beating also at the hands of the Dissonant Dog Pound. Referee in the way, stalling maybe a rebound move. Bevo Bannon still maintaining the momentum in this one, as Birdie has not had a offensive response in a minute or two, but as soon as I get to talking about it, she does. Hypes up the crowd, only for Geraldine to come in and feel her wrath as well. Shining Wizard, and down goes Geraldine Phillips. Birdie not looking like she was earlier on with no responsive offense, as the armbar with the 2 knees to the back of Geraldine Phillips as she tags in Peachy King. And now Peachy, hold on a second, out of nowhere, Geraldine with the hip attack to Peachy and goes for the cover. And like that, y'all, it is over with, done, kaput, kaplooey. The Dissonant Dog Pound get their very first win here tonight at the beginning of our Stormbreaker era. Kudos to their squad, even though it was a controversial ending to say the least. Nevertheless, a win by the Dissident Dog Pound.
This is Zoned Out Ziggy from the Eye Candy Academy. And when life dropkicks your dreams, remember this.
That's all you worth, King. $5.99 when it comes down to it. Vic Vega, and it's time for
The big announcement.
Yeah, and this announcement was so
Big.
I can hardly keep myself contained. So, without further ado, Cletus, drop a funky beat on them. This is a formal invitation for you to head on over to www.kcsazone.com, go down to the Zombie Nation section, and view the brand new arrivals that we have on display for you. Once again, we have new arrivals in the form of new t-shirts that have been done and placed up on our products page, so you can go get a gander of which of your favorite characters on a brand that you would like to support. Vic Vega signing off once again from this
Big announcement.
And as always, peace and positive vibes, and enjoy the rest of the live stream. Alright everybody, how have you enjoyed the live stream so far on our first ever live stream in the Stormbreaker era? And speaking of said era, you get ready to get a look at the belt that was named after our brand new era. But let me level with you, I've done some alterations on it, so it looks different from what it looks right now as well. So I'll be saying this speech again about you getting a good look at it. And while you at it, help your boy out. You know how to do it. Here we go.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
We have another Beat My Champ challenge here tonight. And speaking of said matchup, here is your Stormbreaker champion, Funky Fresh in the Flesh, Domino Omega Party people, in matchup number 4.
It's scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from San Juan, Puerto Rico, weighing in at 218 pounds, the Action Champion, Dawn and Omega!
Yeah, the Puerto Rican Punisher was in defense of his title back at the beginning of October, on the 5th in fact, in an Iron Man matchup where he skunked Rory Breaker at a whopping 7-2, 12 wins, 15 losses. The former Carl Valley co-champion as well. Domino Omega been on our roster for about 4 years, and he's been putting in work. He is the living definition of respect the grind here. One of our wily veterans of our Frequency Pro Wrestling brand. And he's here for you tonight to grace us with his appearance
This is a DJ
at the
Soul
beginning
Search
of our
production.
Stormbreaker era.
And his opponent from the other side of darkness, weighing in at 216 pounds, Demon Cruz!
Yeah, the Demon was in action in a placement matchup for a spot in our Ladder Madness competition. He fell short and was pinned by Charlie Prince. as he comes in with a stellar record that you saw. Way more wins than he has losses. Our dilemma here has been our ongoing struggle indeed, as it's a lot of talent on our roster, so some of our characters may seem to have been buried, but the demon is a demon seed, and he's sprouting from underneath the depths of the soil, and he's put on full display here tonight in this Beat My Champ Challenge. And he's showing you right off the bat why I admire his wrestling style so much, as he goes in on the champion, and Diamond Omega is currently stunned at the moment, as the demon taking it to the second rope, and an basement axe handle followed up by a missile drop kick to the head of Diamond Omega. He's channeling that inner dark aura and releasing it. Hold up a second. The champ out of nowhere flips the script and goes in on the demon itself, where a demon, hold on a second, Diamond Omega missing with the S dive as the demon got back into the ring. And this action is at a top-notch speed already. And we are only about 2 minutes into the contest, as the demon out of the second rope and kicks the champion out on the unforgiving floor of this wonderful venue that we have right here. Thank you for having us once again, and thank you for tuning in as a code breaker issue from the demon, and he goes for a pinfall attempt on the champ. The champ not giving any ground, but the demon misses with an elbow drop, and up jumps Diamond Omega, getting in the driver's seat and going for the left arm of the demon, using the ring ropes. X Factor by Diamond Omega, who is amping up the building, letting them know that the Puerto Rican Punisher is here and is stepping up to the challenge of the demon. We call Diamond Omega the lankiest luchador on our program, as he stands at a whopping 6'5" and goes to the friendly skies and sizing up the demon. And hold up a second, the demon catches him mid-move and hits him with a power bomb and counters whatever Diamond Omega had in his sights. And now Diamond Omega is feeling the wrath of the demon. As I told you, dark energy personified. He has withgone a transformation and is no longer a joke here on the roster. He was first created as a tribute to the Kansas City Community College Blue Devils, and now he is asserting himself as a force here in Frequency Pro Wrestling's hot sauce flowing from the head of Diamond Omega, and the demon, 2 stomps to the chest of Diamond as he goes for a pinfall attempt. And just like that, party people, it's a wrap. And Diamond Omega frustrated enough to give the ref a knuckle sandwich, all because he lost to the demon. All right, party people, check this one. Matchup number 4 has concluded as we march our way to our main event. Matchup number 5, and then our main event comes. So stick around as the number 1 contender for the Women's Elemental Championship goes up against the champion herself, as Nurse Red takes on Akira Okoye in our next contest. And oh yeah, While you at it, stick around as the Atari brothers go up against the Wild Vibe here tonight, live and direct in Kansas City in our main event in another Beat My Champ Challenge here on Frequency Pro Wrestling. I bet y'all didn't see that one coming, huh? The Demon prevailing over Domino Omega, and we getting ready to get into a short break, and then we going to matchup number 5, y'all. Here we go.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
My fault, y'all. I didn't have the camera on this segment. Anyway, that was a gander of the action that's going to be going down next week. Hopefully at an earlier time. I'm going to try to make it at 6 p.m. But hey, if the spirit leads me to go on at 9, we shall go on at 9. All right, everybody. We get to see our women's elemental champion in action here tonight in matchup number 5.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing the Assassins. From the pits of hell, the Action Zone Women's Champion, News Free!
Nurse Red would have a malpractice. You saw her in the second round of the Mech Debt Tournament for the Queens of Chaos Tag Team Championships. Coming in with 13 wins and 5 losses. A brilliant record indeed. You saw her credentials. Yes, she has held on to all of those titles while being a staple here on our brand. Shout out to her counterpart and Godspeed on her recovery to Nurse Rosetta.
And from Kansas City, Missouri, Akira
Yeah, party people, we don't have to tell you that this is a Beat My Champ challenge, because this was the match that solidified Miss Akira Okoye as our #1 contender for the Women's Elemental Championship. You saw the record, more wins than losses. One of our veterans out of our most coveted division on the Diva side of things. As she's coming in today to get a warm-up match against her rival for that Elemental's belt. Her long-awaited shot at championship glory here. In fact, she's been on the roster for 4 years and has yet to obtain a singles title during her stint here on the brand. And as we get on through this matchup, you're gonna see an edit with the Frequency Pro Wrestling logo as I make a valid attempt to try to keep any WWE memorabilia out of the view of the audience. Why am I doing that? It's because a certain platform that I was once on is now cracking down on certain issues, on certain games, and one of these days I have a vision that they're going to crack down on any WWE logos or memorabilia that is seen on here in an attempt to try to demonetize you. Because I guarantee you that there are a lot of content creators that run this game that are making money. Probably a lot more money than the people that are developing this game. The numbers don't lie, buddy. In their last 2 prior outings, they didn't do so well. And I've yet to go do a deep dive into the numbers for 2025. They might not even have them available yet, but seriously though, if 2025 was the bee's knees, why did they have it on sale for half price 4 months after the release? Only to turn around a month and a half later and offer it on the PlayStation Network as a free game. As I record this video, we're doing this commentary, I'm in a back and forth in a Facebook group as I ask the question, what is this about? Yeah, this transition that pops up everywhere every time you do anything on that game. Don't be mad because I see things that you don't see. Pretty soon, those that call me crazy for making this accusation are going to call me genius. They put that there to let you know that this is not your game, no matter how much you put into your E-Fed to solidify it as your own. They want you to still know that when it comes down to it, they have control over the game. As Nurse Red going for a pinfall, only a 2 count, and about continues. Now back to that matter that I was speaking of before. Hold on a second. Nurse Red in comeback mode and downs her competitor and is amping up the crowd here at the home front, the home base, Kansas City, Missouri. Didn't you know at one time this area used to be a staple for people to come and get their talent to put into their wrestling promotions? But certain sports entertainment entities will allow you to believe that it has always been Florida. No way, buddy. As Nurse Red with her patented senton goes for the pinfall low. Kira, and it's only a 2 count. Akira embodying fully the persona of Vixen as she goes for a pinfall on Nurse Red. Only a 1 count, and the number 1 contender continues her onslaught of offense on the champ. Nice followaways. Slam into a pin. And Akira setting up with Nurse Red on the radar. And Kabaya with a running lariat and downs our champion, one half of the Two Bad Nurses. If you are just tuning in or stopping in, help us out by hitting the like, share, and subscribe button. After all, it costs you nothing. And after all, don't you know it helps our channel grow? Akira one more again. Only a 2 count. Man, that Akira Okoye is sure dominance personified as the Miss finished by Akira, but she comes back, and Nurse Red has to get her a breather, and Akira's right on her, right into the trap laid by Nurse Red. Hold up a skin it. Soon as I get to talking, Akira reverses the tide and is amping up the frequency here in the latter part of this matchup. Discus punch on the champion, and Akira is getting herself some distance as the count rages on Nurse Red as she is staring up at the Milky Way. We're up to almost a 7 count, and Nurse Red gets back into the ring only to be knocked out one more time by Akira. Akira persistent in her efforts in attempting to get a count out on Nurse Red. Now we get back to the action as the ladies are both back into the ring, and Akira, with the assistance of the ropes, goes to work with that left leg on Nurse Red, and a fall away slam by the #1 contender. You would never thought you would see the Elementals champion getting dominated in such a fashion as Akira is doing right here in front of all of us. And like that, Akira with an emphatic win here tonight. I guess, wait a second, hold on. Insult to injury, sending a message to Nurse Red that her time may be limited as owner of the Elementals Championship. All right, y'all, one more, and then we out the door. A tag team matchup coming up next in our main event.
This is Kivana Rossetti, and you're watching Frequency Pro Wrestling on Vic Vegas Game Station, the home where every view is viral.
It's main event time. Let's get it. And as soon as I get finished over here, I don't want to mess up anything anyway. I'll get the poll started once the match is underway. Who do you think is going to win this tag team bout? Will it be Kenny Wildman and D. Wildman, the Wild Vibe, or will it be the Atari Brothers? And oh yeah, by the way, you can get a gander at the brand new belts that they rocking as they make their way to the ring. And as always, thank you for the attention you give us, and thank you for tuning in and to all of those that drop by. Let's get it, y'all!
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 493 pounds, the Wild Samoans.
Former K-State football standouts, the Wildman Brothers, a.k.a. the Wild Vibe. And the last time we saw them was back on the 5th of March. What? That is an absolute travesty. Anyway, they fell to the Misfits, who were red hot around that time, and nobody could stop them until they ran into a brick wall and lost their titles. Anyway, 6 wins, 4 losses. They opted out of the 2022
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
football draft, and decided to make themselves a home here on Frequency Pro Wrestling.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 418 pounds, the Extreme Alliance Zone Tag Team Champions, the Bloodline.
brothers were in battle on the 7th of July, right after winning those tag team titles that they are rocking right there. They come in with 18 wins and 7 losses. The upper echelon of our tag team division. Former Midwest Tag Team Champions and Call Valley Tag Team Champions. And check it, they got merchandise on sale at www.kcsazone.com. And as you very well know throughout this, guys, this is another Beat My Champ challenge up in this piece. D. Wildman and Nazari kicking it off. And Nazari with a bulldog and is hyping up the frequency here in our main event. Kenny Wildman of the Wild Eye, former Manhood champion and former Central States champion. Since then, we can discontinue those belts. And neither one of them has had any championship glory ever since. D. Wildman, who is currently into it with Nazari Atari, was a former Call Valley Tag Team Co-Champion with Bishop Crawford, who later came back as Bishop Black. We are still in a state of disarray as to whether we're going to bring Bishop Black back. I'm behind the scenes trying to work on another design for him. And I'm leaning more towards bringing him back, but let's talk about the here and now as Wildman goes for a cover on Jabari Atari, and Kenny Wildman is yet to tag into this monumental matchup. Jabari Atari with a gorgeous back pump handle suplex on Wildman as Kenny Wildman, the former Manhood champion, is in battle with Nazari. And believe it or not, the Atari brothers, and as far as our tag team division, I did my homework and I really couldn't believe it. They only have held on to the titles, the Midwest and the Call Valley Tag Team Championships, only one time per belt. That perplexed me. And then I did my digging and found out why. It was a tag team on our roster that is no longer here that absolutely dominated the division for over 2 years. And with us bringing back old school characters that we had on here before, they might make an appearance themselves here in the near future. Coast to coast, as Wildman asserting that brute strength to the crowd here in Kansas City, Missouri. Jabari with a quick comeback and gets himself enough space to tag in his older brother, Nazari. Yeah, somehow Jabari just hit a growth spurt in weight and height and now towers over his brother. Isn't that how it usually goes? The younger sibling usually comes out bigger and taller than his counterpart, than his older sibling. As Kenny Wildman going for a pinfall 2 count. And a bout continues between these two glorified tag teams. Kenny Wildman with STO on Nazari, and now showing you once again why he is a former 3-time Manhood champion. As he comes off the rope with a big, gigantic splash on Nazari. And Nazari with no response in offense. But as soon as I open my mouth, He takes control of the bout and touche once again. Man, every time I give one a compliment, it's almost assured that the other person that I'm not talking about is going to get a counter in. Beautiful disaster to the head of Kenny Wildman by Nazari Atari, who has the bigger and stronger Kenny Wildman rocking and wheeling at this point of the matchup. Wildman with a counter in the corner and goes to the corner and throws Nazari out like a sack of potatoes. Man, these two are evenly matched up, even though the Wild Vibe outweighs and is taller than the Atari brothers. Back into the enemy's corner is Wildman. And the monkey flip followed up by a flying crossbody on Kenny Wildman, who gets a hot tag into his brother. And his brother is immediately hit by Nazari Atari. I told you, these Atari brothers know how to amp up a frequency and keep a vibration vibing up in this piece. Now D. Wildman in the far away from home corner, owned by the Atari brothers, as Nazari continues to mount an onslaught of offense here in our main event. Nazari once again with a quick move and a spear out of nowhere as he goes for a pinfall attempt. One hellified matchup indeed as the Atari brothers dominate. Will they win this one? We'll find out when we come back from this non-commercial break.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
This is Mitch Vade, and you're watching Frequency Pro Wrestling on Vic Vegas Game Station, the home where every view is viral.
Damn, Cleveland, hurry up, man. All right, in the words of the great 1980s poet LL Cool J, we are back for the payback. And D. Wildman, my bad, Kenny Wildman is currently dominating young Jabari Atari and setting him up for his finisher. That gigantic sit-out powerbomb as he goes for a pinfall attempt. 2 3/4, and we still have ourselves a matchup here in the main event. And the crowd responding here in the hometown to cheer on both teams that are in action. And if you are just tuning in at this part of the time, man, you missed one hell of a show. But you can catch it on the playback as Jabari with a quick pin on Wildman. And it goes nowhere, and D has to roll out of the ring to get himself a breather. some space, some proximity, so he can get his game plan together here in this matchup. Nazari tagged in through all that confusion, and now he's looked up with Kenny Wildman, and the side Russell leg sweep puts down the bigger and taller D. Wildman. As he's going to tear that arm off with the assistance of the rope, and Wildman breaks up out of it with an elbow and a counter by Nazari. I'm telling you, after this live stream, I'm going to go back and watch this matchup and see how many counters there were. These teams are even Stevens at this point, as Jabari going to the top of the turnbuckle, but he didn't do nothing, and comes back down and gets it in with a cutter on D. Wildman. Now he's going to the top turnbuckle as D. Wildman is immobilized, and Jabari misses with a double axe handle, but connects with a missile drop kick to the back of the head of Wildman. Help me out in the chat, if you would. Put an A in the chat if you think the Atari brothers are going to pull this one out, and put a B in the chat if you think the Wild Vibe is going to take it home. Nazari with an elbow off of the rebound of the ropes and tags his younger brother back in. As I was stating earlier, Jabari was on one heck of a growth spurt, and now he seems to tower his older brother. And he's showing you what all that power and all that strength does as he goes for a pinfall, only a 2 count. In disbelief is the youngster, Jabari Atari. As they have been doing a awesome job of isolating their opponents. But like I said, as soon as I get the Jeffin one up, the tide switches and it goes in favor of their opponent. Jabari breaks up an attempted pinfall by D. Wildman. Man, it's been a long night. All these Beat My Champ challenges not faring so well in regards to the champions. As a power slam by Kenny Wildman, and now he's hulking up and amping up the frequency, only to get cold cocked by an incoming Nazari Atari. But that was all for naught. As I stated, another counter in this matchup. Man, my goodness. It's been about 100 of those thus far in this lengthy matchup, as Kenny Wildman with a gigantic splash on to Nazari. The fortitude flexes through as Nazari kicks out of that last pinfall attempt. And here we go with the humiliation ritual performed by Kenny Wildman. As these two gentlemen spill out on the outside of the ring, Kenny Wildman wants to humiliate his way to a victory, but that's not going to happen here. You're going to have to either make your opponent submit, count him out, or you're going to have to pinfall him. I don't think there's any style of matches that are decided by taunts. It should be. That'd be one hell of a matchup. As now Kenny Wildman going in on Jabari Atari. I don't think he sees Nazari right behind him. And Nazari with a missile drop kick catching Kenny Wildman off guard. Hold on a minute. Now it looks like it's Nazari's turn to feel the wrath Oh, that powerbomb by Kenny Wildman as he goes for one in the center of the ring. Don't get a count because Jabari is there to break it up. Man, just when you think one team is in control, a reversal happens. Any other team gains momentum as Nazari with a pinfall attempt. 2 count. And now Nazari goes to tag his brother in so he can get straight down to business. Nice move by Nazari. A DDT off the rebound of the ropes. And now a Booker T style heel kick to the head of Kenny Wildman. And a quick tag to his brother. These two tagging in and out as quick as lightning, showing you why they're one of the premier tag teams on our brand and why we slotted them in the main event must-see live event here tonight on our kickoff of our Stormbreaker Era. Hasn't it lived up to the bill? And Nazari once again tags in his brother, Jabari. I'm telling you, as this match goes on, it's relatively a toss-up between the two units. Momentum not in the favor of either one for a lengthy amount of time as Wildman went for one and Nazari steps in to break it up, literally stepping on his opponent to break up the pinfall attempt. Now Kenny Wildman, who is in dangerous territory, is taking his frustrations out on Nazari, probably from that attempted pinfall that he broke up, as he is amping up the faithful here at the hometown. Man, I think I've been calling it wrong. Kenny Wildman is in, right? Kenny Wildman looks like his brother, and Nazari and Jabari, I get them mixed up too. Even though Jabari is in a different weight class than his older brother. Speaking of younger brother, the younger of the two Wildman brothers going to the upper limits and comes down with a shoulder block on Jabari Atari and goes to finish him off. And just like that, it's a wrap.
Here are your winners, the Wild Samoans.
Yeah, but they won them a future lockup against the Atari brothers for the Brotherhood Tag Team Championships, y'all. Check this, I have had a ball and I am almost as hoarse as Mr. Ed at this point. So check it. We gonna hit y'all with a goodbye promo, and then we gonna hit you with the outro, and we will see you this time next week. Oh, yo, Whoop-Ass Wednesday.
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
Amelia waits there. KC Reed. Drew E. Cox. The Extreme Zone Women's Middleweight Champion,
This is a DJ Soul Search production.
Vega, and I thank you for tuning in to this live stream. And as always, we are the home where every view is viral. We are not entitled to your viewership, and when you give it to us, we deeply appreciate the sentiment. And check this. Every day above ground is a good day because you are here on the planet, able to fight through your adversities and create yourself a brand new reality in this effed up world that we living in. And check it, it's effed up indeed as a government lazy leaders finally get their butts back to work. Anyway, God bless and have a good night, y'all. That's why YouTube be, not YouTube, but the internet be sending bugs through here to mess with my equipment when I go live. Cause I be taking shots at everybody. Anybody can get it. Dang it. Man, y'all have y'all a blessed night and a beautiful tomorrow. And when you wake up, make sure you thank the universe with a strong amount of gratitude for at least 3 things that you are thankful for, man. Peace, y'all. See you next week.